It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. On this, the 24th day of February, and as usual, folks, I screwed up technically. I hope, in fact, this does get on and you folks do find it. I found out this a couple minutes before the broadcast start when I set it up. I got home from the doctor from doing that test this morning, kind of late, and I was jumping around getting the show set, and I ended up scheduling it for 11 p.m. instead of 11 a.m. So I have no idea if any of you guys are out there or not, or if I'm in fact on the air. I can tell I'm on the air at least from somewhere, but I can't tell for sure if anybody's there or not. So I guess we just go on like a show like normal and hope somebody finds their way into the chat room. I'm trying to make sure that I am in fact on the air. It says I'm live, so I'm not sure that I'm live on the broadcast that you guys are looking at. Oh, there's somebody popped into the chat room. That's Amy. Amy's with us. Okay, so at least I know something's working. Unfortunately, over here on my other computer, where I normally have the broadcast so I can try to follow along with chat. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting it to the right place at the right time. Wow. Carol's with us. Hey, Carol. Okay. All right. I might have screwed it up, and it might, you guys might have done something different to get here. But anyway, we're on. So that's all that matters. All right. Today, believe it or not, folks, is National Chillie Day. Now, how sweet is that? Of course, it's spelled differently than I spell it. I spell it the longest way possible, Chillie. And this is National Chili Day. But anyway, I kind of like that too. I'm a big fan of chili, so I probably will con my brother-in-law into making a pot for dinner tonight. He's the guy in the house that makes the best chili. So, and I used to make chili all the time. His is better than mine, so I don't mind conning him into making it. So I'll have to talk to him when I see them today. Hot Air's with us. Finally, yeah. So the YouTube notification came in at the last minute. Yeah, Tom, I screwed that up. That was my fault. I scheduled it for 11 p.m. and then changed it at the last second, literally. All right. So anyway, back to travel and cruise industry news for the 24th day of February. We do have some ships sailing today from Charleston. We got the Carnival Sunshine, Port Canaveral, the Carnival Elation. Down in Miami, the MSC Divina that I just got off of not too long ago, the Disney Magic. Tampa, we've got Brilliance of the Seas. I'll be on her next year. We've got New Orleans. They got the Disney Wonder, and then Galveston, Carnival Breeze. Today's headlines, of course, Ukraine airspace is closed after the Russian invasion officially began. Got some details on the Carnival Celebration. I'm just going to look at one specific area that I think is pretty cool. Oceania's got a 180-day world cruise. I'm going to look at the price of that one too. Nicko Cruises canceled mid-cruise. Royal Caribbean returns to Latin America for the first time in forever. Gulf Air adds flights to Italy, France, and the UK, and a whole lot more here this morning on Travel and Cruise Industry News at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time for you guys over there on the other side of the pond. If you're listening to this via the podcast, I apologize for me stumbling around here, getting things on the air. That was Again, totally my fault. And yes, I think it was screwing with my brain. That's what happened. I took that electrocardiogram and it fried my brain. I'm going to use that as the excuse. If you're listening to the podcast, folks, you can always access it on my accessible blog, which is accessadventure.net. I just posted a story, as a matter of fact, on emerging monarch butterflies from Northern California. You can get the podcast on all the places you get your normal podcasts. TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just search for travel and cruise industry news, and voila, you'll get the old fat travel guy. Couple things to point out this morning. And by the way, if you are listening via the podcast, I do occasionally post video clips and pictures from either me on cruises or others in the cruise family here that are on cruises, like I'm getting ready to do. There's always a link in the description of the podcast to flip you over to the video side of things if you'd like to check out some of the pictures. And of course, one of them is our buddy. This is Fred. And Gretchen says, hey, he's drinking again early in the morning. And that's my kind of breakfast. What can I say? This, of course, is at the Boathouse Restaurant at Disney Springs, Florida. They're visiting down there, visiting some of the kids and grandkids and things down there in Florida. My kind of breakfast, Fred. It's between you and me. And then Kenneth and Robin, of course, they got into Ensenada. That's the Carnival Radiance. They're in Ensenada. I'm always, I've been to Ensenada 3 or 4 times over the years. I'm always amazed at how big. I expect Ensenada to be little. It's not. It's huge. I mean, it's not Mexico City huge, but I mean, it's a big city. Anyway, they're at Ensenada. And then out on the, just for everybody that loves to cruise and loves this part of the cruise ship. That, of course, is the wake of the Ruby Princess. Always like to see the wakes. That's always great. So, do have a few news stories this morning other than the invasion business, which, of course, I find totally distasteful. But at any rate, I'll be back with those news stories after this word from one of our network sponsors. All right, back at the news stories this morning. Of course, Ukraine airspace is totally closed, as with the Russian invasion actually beginning, despite all the warnings it was going to happen, it was going to happen, it was going to happen. About the time everybody's saying, nah, I'm tired of hearing this. It's not going to happen. It happens. But at any rate, airspace is closed. That involves Wizz Air, Air Baltic, Air France, KLM, and Lufthansa. They've all been forced to suspend operations for now from the Ukraine. Who knows how long this is going to last? Carnival Cruise Line has offered up some details on its second XL class ship, the Carnival Celebration, sister ship to Mardi Gras. One of the most exciting new details revealed about the cruise line's new vessel. Of course, it's also going to be powered by LNG, which is good. But her decor will feature elements repurposed from retired Carnival cruise ships. For example, the Aquaria bar, ocean-themed glass murals from Carnival Victory, designed by Italian artist Luciano Vistasi, will be incorporated into a striking 2-deck high decorative wall behind the bar to create an aquarium-like effect. The Tropical bar, I was on the Tropical, is named after Carnival's first ship to support the line's iconic funnel. And there will undoubtedly be other pieces of Carnival history showcased aboard this new vessel. So that's going to be one of the fun things, at least for those of us that, that are old enough to have started with Carnival back in, like me, in the late 70s or early 80s, or even into the early 90s. To be able to, it's going to be kind of like a museum on a brand new ship, which will be kind of cool, I think. Oceania Cruises will offer a 180-day world cruise on their 684-passenger ship, the Insignia. The cruise will depart from Los Angeles on January 14th, 2024, and end up in New York 6 months later. Along the way, the cruise ship will cross 3 oceans, 15 seas from the South Pacific to Europe, will visit 96 destinations in 34 countries. The epic cruise features over 100 UNESCO World Heritage sites across the 96 destinations, with 24 overnight stays and a series of curated complimentary special onshore events and optional multi-day overland programs. And all of this for the bargain price, $50,000 a person. So if you got 2 people in a cabin, that's $100,000. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spend $100,000 on a cruise, even if it is one that long. After 9 years of absence, Royal Caribbean will return to Latin America starting in December of 2023. Rhapsody of the Seas will sail from ports of Colón and Panama City, Panama, and the beautiful historic port of Cartagena, Colombia. Cartagena, Colombia, where you can get the best emeralds in the world at the best price. Just thought I'd throw that out about the emerald. Dr. Emerald, or what's his name? I forget his name, real name. Neat guy, neat shop. The seasons will be divided into 2 different phases. One will focus on the Caribbean and one that will focus more on Latin America ports. Folks, I think that's terrific. It's going to give us a different perspective of sailing in the Western Caribbean. So, and those of you that want to sail from a different port, you jump on a plane and you fly down to Panama and you sail from Panama. I kind of like the idea. Nicko Cruises has announced cancellation of the current voyage on its ocean-going vessel Vasco da Gama due to COVID, I'm sorry to say. The German tour operator released an announcement saying that positive cases were detected among the crew during a recent testing. Therefore, a decision was made to cancel the voyage as a precautionary measure. Due to the number of crew in quarantine and the isolation of close contacts among the crew, the ship can offer only limited service in some areas, Nicko Cruises said in a statement. Vasco da Gama will now sail from Mindelo to the Canary Islands and will disembark the current guests in Gran Canaria on Saturday. Gulf Air has announced the addition of 4 new destinations to its global network. The Bahrain, come on, tongue. The Bahrain-based carrier will offer new direct flights on 2 destinations in Italy, a new destination in France and the United Kingdom. 5 weekly flights to Milan will begin on June the 1st, with 2 weekly departures to Rome launching on the same day. Manchester in Northern England, that's where Amigo Martin resides. He lives under a bridge there. Amigo Martin, under the bridge in Northern England. He doesn't live under a bridge. I'm jerking his chain. We'll see 2 services a week from the start of June, while Nice in southern France will welcome 2 weekly flights from June the 2nd. Flights to Milan Rome and Nice will be served by the airline's new Airbus A321 NEO, while Manchester will be served twice a week by the airline's flagship Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners. That's pretty cool. I've never flown Gulf Air, but it's becoming a factor in that part of the world. So that's going to wrap me up on the news today. I know everybody's fussing at me because I screwed up in the way of the program this morning. Sorry about that, folks. Totally was my fault. All right, we know that Amy and Carol and Hot Air Tom are with us. The YouTube notification came at the last minute. Yes, that was my doings because I changed the time when I realized that I was 12 hours away from the broadcast. Sharon says, I think people busy changing passwords and unlinking bank accounts attached to apps. It's a crazy day. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki. Hot Air says, I received a suspect email from Truist last night saying they have restricted my account due to login failures. I had no failures. Seems mighty suspicious. Yes, it does. Be careful. Kenneth is on his way to San Francisco, left the wonderful port of Ensenada. His ship has just crossed the extended line of the Mexico-U.S. border. Of course, Hot Air is following along on the ship tracker. Sharon says, Hot Air Tom, spam and tricks to get people to give info are flooding my email. Yeah. My friend Kurt from TWB is on Carnival Legend, and they are at Half Moon Key today. Our SunTrust just became Truist. What do we have to look forward to? I was SunTrust and BB&T, so can't answer other than I was happy to see yesterday that the new login worked and accounts from both banks were showing. Well, that's a good sign. My email notification of Cindy's deposit yesterday did not happen, so it looks like that needs redone. SunTrust sent me an email daily with a balance in the checking. Jason's with us up in Pittsburgh. Did that booster shot get to you? You sound a little under the weather. Actually, the first 3 shots I had, I didn't know. I couldn't have told anything. I was pretty puny yesterday after I got home. I just felt off my game. Nothing to speak of. I mean, I didn't get sick. My arm didn't hurt. I just felt yucky. Felt fine this morning when I got up. Fine today. Of course, that test was, boy, they did some pounding and poking on my chest with that damn wand this morning. Holy God. My heart wasn't in bad shape. It is now. Yeah, that was a little more pushing and prodding and smashing and pinching than I was really counting on. And then probably because I'm a big fat guy. I know you guys don't realize that, but I'm a big fat guy. And probably because I couldn't get good pictures, they had to give me some dye to make the pictures better. So we had to go through the whole thing with the intravenous crap, which is always a problem with my veins. They suck. But yeah, it did kind of get to me. I did not a whole lot, not bad, but yeah, I definitely didn't feel like normal last night. Told my family, y'all go to dinner, bring me something home. I don't feel like going out. So what they did, which I ate. I felt I was all right, good enough to eat. I just didn't want to get up and go out. Yeah, no. How soon will the cruise lines start adjusting the Baltic cruises? I'm interested in seeing what they do, cancel altogether or drop a few ports and add others. they're going to have to make a change quick if they have anything sailing in that direction. And they probably already have, as a matter of fact. Jason wants to know what I screwed up. Hi, Robin. Robin's back with us. Are you? No, you're not. You're not landed yet. You're still on the boat there, south of San Francisco, crawling up the California coast. Anyway, Robin, I have totally enjoyed your pictures and clips and everything that you've been sending for this adventure that you and Kenneth have been on. Amy says, I feel so bad for the Ukrainian crew on these ships, worried about their families at home. I feel bad for the Russian crew that I'm sure don't want this. Yeah, some of you guys might remember when I was on Freedom of the Seas, the gal that did my coffee every morning was Alla, was on her way back to Ukraine the week after I got off Freedom. So, and I wasn't around her enough to say, okay, give me your email so I can keep track of you. You just don't do that. So anyway, I didn't know her other than she fixed my coffee for me for the cruise. But yeah, I'm worried about all those guys, all those folks. Baltic cruises can continue. They might remove Leningrad and extend Berlin. Still, Estonia is a beautiful port. Hope that stop doesn't get affected. Maybe it will be over by then. Well, that's a hope for it too. I hope it's over quickly. My last few cruises didn't have Eastern European crew. Lots of Southwest Asian and Chinese. Most of the three ships I was on, they were heavier Filipino than I'm used to, which is is fine because their English is a lot better than some, and they're good folks. I mean, they're good, hardworking people. I'm not saying anything negative about any of the crew, but it was noticeably heavier Filipino than I'm used to on cruise ships. Lighter on Eastern European. I agree with that. I didn't notice a difference in Southeast Asia or Chinese, but then I wasn't looking specifically for that. So interesting on your shot reaction. I had a little reaction after the first and third. The fourth shot didn't bother me until over 24 hours later. Got a bit grumpy Sunday evening and Monday. Y'all see, I'm grumpy all the time. I'm old, fat, and grumpy. So, always. And a bit achy. Now, see, today, I'm perfectly back to normal. I don't feel my arm. I feel fine, other than actually my boob hurts. Poking me. We are booked on a Baltic cruise in September. It includes an overnight in St. Petersburg. Yeah, that's a maybe. We'll have to see on that one, Nick. I figure we begin World War III and the whole area will be blown to bits. China will act up and Taiwan will be an issue. Well, let's hope not. With fuel prices going up, the cruise industry is going to struggle even more. Yeah. That's always problematic at times like these. I just hope for the sake of the innocent folk on both sides of the border. I'm talking same with the Russian folks as well. Get this crap over with. Oh my God. Somebody do something to end it. So Nikki says, should we concentrate on river cruises in the U.S.? I'm tempted, but boy, they're expensive. I've been looking at a lot of them. They tend to be on the expensive side. Just like the Oceania World Cruise, $100,000 for a couple. Whoa, $100,000 for a single because they're 100% add-on. So if you go solo, you're in big trouble. Yeah, that's a little bit beyond my means. My son would kill me if I'd spend $100,000 cruising. He wouldn't let me. He'd shoot me because that's his inheritance that I'm spending. So anyway, the Nile River cruise looked amazing. I'm fascinated with that one too, Jason, and I'm so thankful for Lynn for her posting the stuff on that cruise. I have enjoyed that immensely so far, and that's one of my bucket lists. I'd love to go over there and see the pyramids. I'm not that wild about getting on a camel, but I would. I don't know. Do they have weight limits on camels? They hang a sign around the neck. It says that, don't get on if you're over 250 pounds or something. I don't know. NCL jacked up the Wi-Fi costs and took away specialty dining meals. Wow. Poor camel. Thanks, Jason. I agree. I'm not disagreeing. Yeah, poor camel. I got you. I don't think the camel is wild about Chillie, right? I don't either. That's what I'm saying. So okay. So I won't ride the camel. All right. He can just reach down and give me a kiss on the cheek. So actually, camels spit. Did you know that? It's a lot of llamas spit as well. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. I'm tired of acting silly. NCL, Sharon says, NCL wants me to pay $199 to upgrade my Wi-Fi from free. Princess High Speed is $84. Princess High Speed Wi-Fi is $84. And Princess is really good Wi-Fi too. I mean, it's the best that I've seen. They also raised the dining prices. If you want to buy added meals, used to be able to buy a 9-day for a long cruise, and the price would be under $25 average. Yeah, that's going to be changing, folks. I hate to say that. All right, going to wrap me up for today, folks. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. We would appreciate that. Always, we appreciate the thumbs up. And I'll see everybody back here, same time, same place tomorrow for travel and cruise industry news. That's it for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully we'll all meet sometime soon on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. Have a fabulous day. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie Cruises.